All right, guys, it's Wednesday. Let's go ahead and drop into our spaces. All right, guys, it is Wednesday, middle of the week. Let's talk about conflict today. And when I bring this up, when conflict arises in our life with a family member, a coworker, a friend, a partner, your child, anyone, when there is conflict, ego sweeps in so quickly. I'm right, they're wrong. I'm hurt, they did it. This sucks, their fault. That's all ego. When we are in conflict, it's very hard to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. We're wearing our shoes. We only know how we feel. And when our ego lets those emotions run with it, that is when the conflict gets bigger. Energy gets fiery. Words are said that are meant to hurt. When in conflict, ask yourself these questions. What is happening? What is really happening? Is it a communication issue? Perhaps the person that you are trying to communicate with is unable to receive what you are saying. Not everyone is in a space to hear and receive. Not everyone is in a space to give or hold space for you. What is happening? What is happening? Are you going through an emotional moment? Is the other person going through an emotional moment? Can one of you hold space for the other? If neither are in a space to be doing that, walk away. Take a deep breath. And remember to ask yourself, what is really happening? Why? Why is this happening? Perhaps I'm being shown a behavior, a pattern that I need to change, that you need to change. Perhaps it's a behavior or a pattern that you need to establish a boundary with. Perhaps it's trying to show you where the other person is vibrating, giving you insight to where they are and how it's affecting your relationship or friendship or working relationship. So easy. So easy to just say, fuck them, fuck it, fuck off. It's the easiest way. I know, I've been there. But when you can flip the script, ask what, why, who, that's when you start to see things from the higher perspective. You're observing instead of reacting. This is something I learned in recovery, and it has been so useful and helpful in my healing. But keep your side of the street clean. How are you reacting? What are you saying? How are you holding space for yourself and others? Do not make decisions when you are angry. Let the energy calm down and alchemize. Ask yourself, is this what I want? How have I been showing up in this situation? Am I showing up authentic? Am I doing the work on myself so that I'm even in a place to give to anyone else? Am I whole? Am I healing? Ask yourself these questions. Go into this space. Breathe. Take some deep inhales and exhales here, but while we are doing that, connect with your guides, connect with your ancestors and your loved ones. Ask what you want to ask. And let's just breathe and connect and extend love to others in this space as well. guys. You're in a good space. Go ahead and just stay here. If not, go ahead and bring your attention back to your fingertips and your toes. Give it a good stretch. Ugh. All right. How's everyone doing? Feeling? Let's rub off that eye. Here we go. You ready? Okay. Hold on. All right. What is in my hand? 3, 2, 1. A labradorite heart.
Oh my God, my heart was just like, it really, really hurt. And I was like, it's a really dark green,
Yeah, a
like
labradorite.
real dark. So I didn't
Yep.
see it, I just felt it.
A heart. Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Is anybody going through anything? Something they want to share? Get off their chest? Need help moving space through?
I don't know, everything that you said, just everything. And then I was like trying to decipher what I'm supposed to. It's really hard because every single bit that you said, I could actually possibly do with a scenario. And I have I've communicated to express how I'm feeling and how it's making me feel twice. And then I've stepped back and realized as well there's stuff within me that I need to look at, which I need to work on. But then it's got to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I can't do this anymore. I don't like this. Um, and now every time I go to say something to that person, because I'm not the type of person that would just be like, F you, I'm just going to step back and just not tell you or say to you why I'm doing that, because that's just not very nice. But every time now that I've gone to speak to that person is there's either something going on or they're not very well. So I'm like, nope, nope, because I'm not here to make someone feel shitty or not very nice. So now I'm trying to figure out, well, what is my next step forward? Because am I supposed to just be quiet? But then I wouldn't like that, because if someone just went silent on me, I'd be like, what have I done wrong? Have I done anything wrong? Do you know what I mean? And I
Is
don't
this
want to make
is
someone
this a
feel
work
like that.
relationship?
No, it's not. It's a friend.
Why
But
are you still friends?
it's funny because I've taken that step back again, thinking, oh, that person's changed. But actually, they haven't. They've always been like this. I just haven't seen it.
So why are you still friends with that person?
Well, I'm not really at the moment. Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with being like, listen, that's why I said, is your side
yeah,
of the street clean? Have you
yeah.
done anything to this person? Have you gossiped
No,
about them?
no.
Have you heard? Okay, then if you're around them and they're not making you feel, that's the whole point. Is
Yeah,
your side
this,
of the street clean? It is. Okay.
yeah. So this is what I've started realizing as well. So, I'm not the type of person that can just do really short messages, right? Because I'm just not that type of person. So that's what I've had to do with this person, and it's making me feel it makes me feel not great, because it's like, to that other person it might think I was being short, and I'm like, this is making me feel like I'm doing something that is not me as well. Do you know what I mean?
Here's the thing though. Well, you have to ask yourself, like, you got to break that programming of I can't just stop talking to someone. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, you can. I have absolutely just stopped calling people.
Mm.
This was way before I became a Reiki healer. There's two girls in my college group. I
Yeah.
just stopped talking to them. And it's funny because when they come to Pittsburgh and everybody gets together, I go out with them. I go to, I'll go to the same restaurant. We'll sit all a big group. And it's so funny because the one friend's like, oh, so and so incoming. Are you going to be okay? And I was like, why does everybody think that I don't like that I'm like gonna
Yeah.
attack them? I go, what? What? None of them can understand the concept of I don't like being in their space. So
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna hold on, Shannon. So I'm just not gonna talk to them. I don't want them in my space. So I just cut them off. You know what I mean? And it cracks me up because they're like, oh, I'm like, no, you seem to be confused. You think that I'm like angry at them or I'm like, "Mah." No. I just the one friend just always needed so much. It was like she was like my boyfriend. If I didn't call her, if I didn't text her, she would get upset. You didn't call me. You didn't. I was like, what the fuck? You're not my fucking boyfriend. We're not even fucking. What is all this? What are these
Yeah.
requirements? And I straight up just stopped calling her. And people were like, what happened? I go, her requirements of friendship, I could not fulfill. I couldn't I wasn't meeting her expectations of what a friend was. And I'm not trying to meet anybody's expectations of this
Yeah.
is it. I'm a good friend and I know that. My side of the street is clean when it comes to being I'm an amazing friend. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you're constantly mad at me, she was constantly mad at me like a boyfriend. I was like, what the fuck is this? Just cut her off. The other one was mad. Yeah, the other one was mad that I didn't invite her to my wedding. Meanwhile, I hadn't even seen this girl since 1995. I got married in 2014. Like, girl, I haven't even seen you. I'm sorry, 1999. Since I left
Yeah.
Penn State. She had come to Pittsburgh 3 times, never came to visit me in my store, never came to say hi, but then got pissed off that I didn't invite her to my wedding. Okay, bye. I just completely stopped talking to her. There's nothing wrong with that. Protect your peace.
Yeah. Can I
Protect.
ask, yeah, can I ask the person, someone just put a message in there. What did you mean by that? Can you come on and
Sometimes the short
speak?
responses are the boundaries needed with yourself. Yes. Instead of the chronic over
Yeah,
explaining.
that was
Yes.
always me. But I didn't say it, but I agree because Caroline, it's like, I had that same issue. It was like I like the abandonment issue. It was like I
Yeah.
needed them to be there. I didn't care how it was. I didn't care how it affected me. It was just like the feeling of being wanted, needed, and you know what I mean? Like just
Shanna,
there.
Shanna hit the nail on the head. Sounds like you could be working through your own trauma response and recovering,
Right.
people pleasing. Girl, you hit the nail on the fucking head. And worrying about upsetting, hurting them. If they are hurting you, it's okay to let go and not worry about hurting them. You're not being a jerk. You're protecting your peace. That's why I said protect your peace.
Yeah, that is that you're exactly right. That's what I've been working through my own trauma of like boundaries and stuff like that. I
Yes.
still have that tinge of I don't want to hurt someone's feelings because I don't like my feelings being hurt either.
But
What?
they're not mindful of your feelings. You said that you explained yourself, multiple times and you owned how you were feeling, you made requests. And so, that's where it's not a reciprocal relationship and you're not hurting their feelings on purpose, right? Like
Yeah,
you're doing what you have to do to protect your peace. So you're in good company. I call myself a people pleaser in lifelong recovery, and so I get it, and I've learned through years and years of doing this work that it is absolutely my own trauma response when that comes up. And so when you get doing my own work, when I get that urge to over explain and to keep reaching for somebody that's hurting me, that's the trauma response, right? And so it's slowing down and being mindful of, okay, where's this coming from, and is it actually healthy? Because just because it feels unnatural to give a short response, it's probably the very exposure you need to do something different to break that cycle.
You keep saying, like, I'm not that type of person. I don't do those things. Well, how has that worked out for you?
yeah, I know.
How has that
Yeah.
worked out for you? Has it
So
resulted
that last,
in
yeah, I was going to say that last bit that you just said. What do you mean by that? How do I? the
The short responses, you mean?
no, not what you said, the other lady.
Yeah, Shanna, she said the short responses.
Yeah.
So like when I feel the urge to like I had a similar situation recently with, a personal and professional relationship. And so, I felt hurt by some things that were said, and I felt this overwhelming urge to, over explain myself, give these lengthy responses and, do whatever I could to try to make it right, which I thought was to protect the peace, but in reality it was just, harming my own peace, because what I needed to do was give, short responses and not over explain myself, because I had already explained myself, and it sounds like you already explained yourself. So it's like, what is there left to say? And so sometimes it's sitting with those uncomfortable emotions of, I want to say more, but I don't need to say more. Like,
Okay, thank you.
one
Let
to
me
one, no is a complete sentence, right? It's like fighting that urge to say more when you want to say more, but you don't need to say more. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Perfect sense.
Is
it's
there any way that you could put that in? I am not able to see the type messages for some reason, and I am so dealing with this too. And I would love to see what you typed. Um, that is
I'm gonna take a picture and then type it up.
so amazing, and I so appreciate this because I am so going through this right now. Just
Yeah,
family being really disrespectful and destroying my peace, and I feel like I just keep trying to explain myself, and it's
mm-mm,
like you're disrespecting me. And
mm-mm.
I completely am so grateful for this conversation. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. Yesterday, I mentioned my kitchen to my husband again, and he freaked the fuck out like he always does, right? He doesn't know how to communicate. I sat in my bed. He literally told me yesterday he was gonna divorce me. He was like, maybe I'm the one that's done. Maybe I want the divorce. Let me tell you, like even maybe 6 months ago, I would have been like, you're right. Let's do it. I'm ready. Girl, let me tell you, I sat there sipping my coffee. I was like, okay, Todd. He was he's stressed out at work. He's doing budgets. Like Shanna said, in the past, I would have been more, well, let me explain why this is wrong. And let me explain why you're hurt. And let me explain why I'm mad. And let me explain why you're wrong. Let me explain why. I just was like, mm-hmm, okay. I sat there. I literally just laid in that bed. I took deep breaths and I was like, shut the fuck up, Kim. Don't say a damn word. Don't say a fucking word, Kim. Just sit there. You know it. You know he's going. Don't match that energy. Don't match. It was the first time we've been married 10 years. And by the end, when he left, before he left for work, the kids heard him screaming. I did not scream back. Luna woke up and was like, why were you guys fighting? I was like, fighting? Who was fighting? Daddy was yelling at me. I wasn't yelling. Did you hear me yelling? There was no fighting. That was a one-sided fight. I was like, nobody was fighting. And she was like, yeah. And I go, yeah, daddy's upset. Everybody's allowed to be upset. People are allowed to have bad days. Daddy's having a bad morning. It's okay. By the time he left for work, he came over. He apologized to me. He was like, I'm sorry. You're right. And I didn't say a fucking word. I just sat there. Do you know what I mean? Because we know each other. You know the other person. You know, I kept my side of the street clean. I was like, I'm gonna keep my side of the street clean. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna say shit. I'm not like gonna let my ego tell him all the reasons why he's wrong right now. I'm just gonna sit in my space. And it worked out. We were fine. Do you know what I mean? But in the past, because when you are a people pleaser, like you said, you like Shanna just said it perfectly. You would say it to keep the peace. But what peace? Whose piece? Is it your piece? Is it their piece? Whose piece is it? I need my piece. I need to protect my piece. You are the only one that can do that. You are the one reacting. You are the one telling stories of they're wrong because of this, and I'm right because of this. And blah. No, 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 that is all ego. That is all ego. What is happening? What is being brought to my attention? Why? Why? How am I going to move through this? Because I have tools now. I have tools. I know this is what's happening. I am people pleasing. This is a trauma response. I'm going to respond how I normally don't do, Caroline. I can't just walk away. Why? Why? You don't have to explain to someone why you stopped talking to them. They know why. They know exactly why. And if they want an explanation, they will ask. By avoiding the hard conversation, setting boundaries, we are not keeping the peace, we are keeping the tension. Now she put that in quotes, so I don't know who that. Yeah, but there's a oh, Shanna has a group. Yeah, a whole group for people pleasers. So I mean, there's so many layers, right? But that's why we're here. We start this. That's why I love sharing, because other people have things. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in a certain space that other people are in, and they can help. That's why I said, let's talk, let's speak, let's help move through. Thank you. Thank you. But Caroline, how you feeling now? Caroline?
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't press the button.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
okay.
I feel so much better because yeah, you're making me feel better because I just yeah, you like it is that people pleasing, isn't it? And that
Yeah.
you don't want to make someone feel bad, even though you feel bad.
Nope. So you cannot feel bad. I am, when you start to live unapologetically you only apologize when
Yeah,
and you do.
yeah,
I mean, like, that's why I said, like, yesterday, like, if I would have approached in a negative way, or a way that was like, bah, or if I would have yelled and screamed and done that, I would have also apologized
yeah,
and been like, I'm sorry too, but I had nothing to do
yeah.
for. I was like, apology accepted. You know what I mean? Keep your side of the street.
He was
Work
like,
on it.
damn it, she's not arguing back.
She's not arguing back. Then he had to sit in the shower and stew and realize
He
she
was,
was, I'm not arguing with
he was
you.
like, damn it, I'm not going to get
I
divorced.
have every right to speak what is on my chest, and I said it in a way that I was communicating healthy. I didn't attack. I didn't accuse. I was simply
Yeah,
asking. And he reacted, and I know, oh,
yeah,
he's reacting because he's feeling some way about what he's doing. Has nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me. And I knew that. So I was able to not react. I just sat there sipping my wonderful coffee from my wonderful new cultured mug. Unbothered. Unbothered. I was bothered, but I took deep breaths. I didn't say a fucking word. I put myself back into my higher elevation, and it worked perfectly. And it took over 10 years. That was the first time. First time.
wow.
I was like, oh,
I
oh
give you a high five.
yeah. First time. And it was great. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So that's why I have conflict. I got shit in my life. How are we moving through it? How are we honoring ourselves? Just repeat to yourself, no is a complete sentence. Yeah.
Okay,
You don't have to explain yourself either.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then another thing that someone put yesterday, and I was saying it all day, is say if you say something not nice to yourself, or your negative thought comes through, or you see something that's not great, you just say, I see you. I send
Flip
you
it,
love.
flip it around.
Yeah.
Flip
I
it
see
around.
you. I send you love.
I used to be good. Oh, I hate the way this looks on me. Oh, but I got good hair. Now
Yeah.
I've had two eating disorders, anorexia and bulimia. Now, when I put on clothes, if I don't like it, I'm like, oh, I just take it off and put something else on. I
Yeah.
have not achieved the what I see as the perfect body, but yet I'm
Yeah.
I'm so comfortable wearing what I wear. I never wore t-shirts that didn't cover my butt. I have no butt, so I always wore long t-shirts. I would never wear a shirt that I do it all the time now. I don't give a fuck. I still got a flat ass. I don't give a fuck. It used to bother me so mad that I could not wear without covering my flat ass. I got a flat ass. I know what to do to fix it. I'm not willing to do that many squats. I'm just not. So here I am. So I've accepted it. You know what I mean? I'm not deep in that people pleasing. I wasn't deep. Some of you that are deep, reach out to
Yeah.
Shannon. She has a healing thing. Jill, you're in the area. Jill, you with her and her horses, that would be a perfect combination. So
I would
reach out,
love to meet her so much. I
message her.
definitely need support.
She's in the group, so message her separately. Why don't you guys start talking?
Yeah.
I'm not the person to hold space for that. Like I'm Reiki and I can help you, but I wasn't, I didn't have to dig deep like that. Do you know what I mean? Like others. So go to the
Mm.
others who have that deep trauma in that people pleasing area. You know what I mean? And that's why I love this group. We're all
Oh,
here to support each other.
I am so grateful. I
And I
just can't
think,
even tell you how grateful I
yeah.
am.
Oh, she does amazing things at her place. We did yoga nidra and Reiki out there, but she has a whole farm. If you look at her posts, everything is like, and Sean, I'm telling you, when my kids are older and I can drive out there, I am going to be doing more of these things for myself. I want to sit out there with those horses and do a sound bowl. You've been on my radar, so trust me, I'm gonna make it out there for one of your events as
Where is she located?
where are you located, Shauna?
So our farm is in Apollo and the wellness center's in Avonmore. So um but it's all Westmoreland County. But it's
Nice.
only like we have people that come from Pittsburgh and it only takes them anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour at most, depending on like where you're at in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it took me, I'm from Green Tree. I think it took me like 45 minutes, 50 to reach that spot last when we went for that event.
I am from Slippery Rock. I'm about an hour, probably a little over an hour away.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's
I
not,
would love to come
but
see you sometime.
worth it. Her events are amazing. So yeah.
Our they're all on Facebook and Eventbrite now. So look up Divine Interactions. It's
Shauna,
Divine
why
Inter
don't you put it in the group so everybody can follow you? Because not everybody's from Pittsburgh, but there's quite a few Pittsburgh people.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Sounds
Rob, I'll message it to you too. Rob, let me know if you want to be in that messenger group. It just gets so chatty, I feel like, and that's me judging. I'm like, he's gonna be annoyed, but if you want in, I'll put you in. It's just a bunch of like memes and
Like,
stuff.
no way.
Yeah, but yeah, it gets kind of chatty. But yeah, I don't know, maybe, but yeah. So put that in there, and then perfect. All right. Yeah, Cassandra's in New York. You have to do a WOM's in New York. Yeah, we'll do another, we should do a meditation retreat. We'll get we'll all meet each other in person, right? But all right, anybody else want to talk through? One new message came through. Yes, yeah, we should do it. Definitely. All right, guys. Good meditation today. Good moving through space. Good convo. Thank you. Thank you all. This is going to go up on YouTube. Oh, I love you guys so much. Thank you. All right. Everybody
Love you
good?
too, Kim.
Thank you, Ratty. I love you.
Mm.
All
I
right,
love
guys.
you all so much.
So much. So much. I just love this group. It's so much.
So
All
much.
right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Everyone have a wonderful day. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.